it seems like the thing that people. Whoops.
You heard about these things. Goddamn podcasts.
Yeah.
We should do one. Let's just do one.
Let's just do one right now.
Yeah.
This is the podcast for the ultimate United Gives and Thieves, and we're also known as TUUGOF. We're gonna talk about the movies that we rewrote all the themes for. We're watching some movies and complaining about things, cause we want our themes in these damn movies. But we don't think Hollywood has the damn guts to deal with how real our themes are. We don't think the themes from all these movies cut the mustard good enough, and we could do a better job. So we rewrote the themes, and now they're better themes. And now this is the podcast where you listen to us talk about our themes. Okay, here we go. Let's podcast.
Welcome to episode 40. This is The Thing.
This really sums up the groove of it.
This is psychedelic A.
That's all right. I was just gonna say. Oh, that's a cool groove.
Yeah,
that's
right?
a cool groove for that part.
Yeah. You slow down the first part and then you groove it up. See, this part, it's like, I don't know, kind of sounds like the Smiths or something now.
Yeah, I was thinking early Yola Tango.
I'm going to let this play for a little bit, and we can talk. But, like, when the bridge comes, it's probably, so the lyrics in this bridge are probably some of my best theme lyrics. Here we go.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Oh, well, hey, that's true. That's what happens. Yeah.
And now you're a thing.
Now you're a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, need to kill a thing with fire.
Yeah, I mean, really, how else do you kill a thing?
With fire. Yeah, so it's episode 40. We've done 40 episodes. Can you believe it?
I can believe that. Is my thing going?
Oh shit! Yeah, I had you in the wrong input, so the video is going to be all messed up. But we'll fix that.
Sorry, guys, we had to do a
3
little.
3 minutes and 6 seconds. That's a note to self. So yes, this is a movie. This is one of my favorite movies. This is a movie from John Carpenter, who was somebody that it's weird because. It's weird how things change. Stuff, time goes on and stuff changes. Because in my mind, I was always like, yeah, I like a couple John Carpenter movies. I love They Live. I like Halloween. But it's like not like he's a good director. But then all of a sudden, you get older, and then you watch like The Thing again, and Halloween,
In the Mouth of Madness,
and The Mouth of Madness, and They Live, and Christine.
Right.
I mean, man. He is a wonderful, wonderful director. And he plays his own themes.
Yeah,
which is like...
if he would just put words into them.
Yeah, I mean...
This is about a... Well, his themes are more like...
Actually, I think this one is Morricone, I think.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right, it is.
I mean,
it is.
Carpenter might have some themes in it.
Sure.
Or maybe he might have just
But he
lent
themes
Morricone.
up a lot of his own themes.
Oh, yeah, he themes up everything his own way.
He knows the
themes,
score
He
of
even
his
themes
films.
the themes to apps.
Right,
Shudder
right.
is him. Those couple of notes that go dun dun.
Right.
Yeah, when you turn on Shudder, that's him. He's like, I'll write that, I'll theme that. So hey,
He's one of them. He's one of those directors that I just kind of missed sort of like because I've never been a big Halloween guy.
Yeah,
the holiday or the movie.
Yeah,
and then they made this new Halloween that I really didn't like.
The new one I really didn't like, but the old new one I liked.
I didn't see the new one.
Like, are you talking about the Rob Zombie ones or the David Gordon Green
I'm
ones?
talking about, there's two green ones, right? I saw the first one.
See, the first one I loved.
Yeah,
to me, that was one of the best horror, best
like I totally
horror.
get that John Carpenter, like, you know how sometimes there's a thing like where you're just a thing.
The movie,
Sometimes
that's what we're
there's
talking
a thing
about
where everybody likes it and you don't, and you kind like, I get that there's something about me that I don't like Zeppelin. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, they're fine.
Yeah,
I mean,
but you know, I don't really care about Springsteen. I get it.
Yeah, Springsteen's fine too. Like there's a couple both of those artists I think have like 3 good songs.
Yeah, so that's how I've gotten with John Carpenter.
And I ain't gonna listen to the rest of them
songs.
But
like maybe it's just not for me.
Now,
but I did like the thing.
So I look at it this way though. Think how somebody who is like, man, the first 3 Halloween movies ruled. Lots of people will only say the first one ruled. But to me, you know what? I'm actually going to throw part 2 out the window because Carpenter did not do part 2. But Halloween 3 was the one that didn't have Michael Myers in it. And that one was just about masks. That one, it's not like a good movie, but I love it. So then they made a whole bunch more Halloween movies, and they got worse and worse.
Yeah, like there was the one with Michelle Williams and Busta Rhymes. I think that was what, H2O.
Whatever.
Something. Yeah.
I mean,
and then
H2O.
They just keep making them,
and then so from somebody like me who's like, man, it took a beloved franchise and turned it into like a joke, like it wasn't even respected.
Sure.
And then when David Gordon Green's 2018 Halloween came out, it was like a return to form.
Sure.
Hey, if you don't like it, fine, you know. But
I didn't care for some of this.
It was like Halloween's back.
But I get,
it was like it's back.
I get
it's fine. And Carpenter was involved. Carpenter blessed it, and he themed it with his kid, whose name's Cody. So full circle.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Wait, was it Carpenter who did that? There was a weird short film recently of, it was just basically him dying. No, it wasn't John Carpenter. It was
Jesus?
the other weird guy. It was Cronenberg.
Yeah.
And I always get them mixed up in my head for some reason.
Well, here's
very different filmmakers.
Yeah, well, Cronenberg is all about body stuff mostly. Like if there's weird stuff happening to bodies, probably a Cronenberg movie.
Sure.
Nothing weird happens to any bodies in any John Carpenter movie, and you can quote me on that to the bank.
Yeah, nothing weird. Nothing weird definitely happens to the bodies in The Thing.
That's literally what the movie's about.
So the one scene we talked about this before we started recording. We were talking about how, I know I had seen this as a kid, but never seen it as an adult, and so I just remember, I pretty much just remembered that as a kid, I think I didn't want to watch it because of the dog.
Yeah. Some bad stuff happens to some dogs, and then the dogs become bad. And what I love about this movie is them sweet practical FX.
Yeah, they are some.
They should have made a movie
FX.
called FX.
They should have,
and based it on Roddy Bottum, who I think not to be confused with the guy from Faith No More, who I think has the same name.
No, that's
this
Rod
is Rob
Bottom.
Botton.
Botton. Yeah.
And
Roddy and then there's Roddy Bottom, who was in Faith No More and then has gone on to unfortunately compose films themes. Don't.
Well, we just call him Stink Tunes McGee in the theme world. Everyone's like, oh, you hear that new theme that Stink Tunes McGee tried to do?
Sure.
What an idiot. Yeah, cool guy though, cool band, great, great themer. But ooh, the practical effects in this, not only are they practical, so they look like it's stuff that's really happening on camera, in camera, so it's got that, you look at it and you're like, that's real.
You're like,
that's
oh,
really
that's
happening.
there. That's happening there in camera.
But there's just, it is so weird. Like, it's so, you don't, even in 80s movies, you don't see much stuff that looks like this.
Yeah, like it's not just gore. It's really creative.
Like blood sticks that were like kind of coming out of
and
the
just
dogs.
all of the like levels of mouths. Like what I can't remember the character's name, but you know, when his torso just kind of turns into a big fucking mouth.
Yeah. And then the other guy's head turns into a mouth. And this is all, we should tell you, it's a thing doing all this stuff. Just in case that wasn't clear. It is a thing.
It is definitely a thing.
You probably know this because I probably told this to you every time I've been trying to get you to watch The Thing.
I finally watched it, guys.
But to those of you out there who don't know this, my favorite Tarantino movie called The Hateful Eight, is a direct tribute to this. Like, maybe not. But Tarantino, I read an interview or I saw an interview with him. He was like, yeah, man. He was like, basically, The Hateful Eight is me trying to like figure out the thing. And when you think about it, it is.
Because there isn't the real thing mistrust? That's like the real villain here.
Yeah, it's this was like the height of the Cold War, which is also something that's like full circle now.
We're doing that again.
Yeah, we're totally. Or are we? Or we're just kind of sitting back and going like, hey, whatever. We're not going to help you unless you join that club.
Sure. Yeah.
Anyway, just for future reference, just in case we're all dead, the Russian-Ukraine war started in the past week, so that's what we're referencing here. If you
find these tapes,
but I guess like this. This was actually a remake. I think Howard Hawks made The Thing from Another World, which I think they're actually watching on it. I think on one of the TVs.
Oh, is that
right?
right? Okay, yeah, sure.
Which is like meta before meta was a thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a bold. Yeah, that's a pretty bold homage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I like how the movie starts with. Oh, wow, I didn't even get this as a metaphor. You know, it starts with Kurt Russell playing chess. And in a lot of ways, isn't he just playing a chess game throughout the film?
Yeah, I mean, he is the guy. And you could say that the other guys are also guys in a chess game. Yeah. Whether it's a pawn or a rook. What's a rook do? Like, which one's the rook? That big tall idiot?
I don't know how you play chess, so I just say, I figure you just do stuff like you say, Queen 1 to Rook 2, check bones.
That is funny. I've always wanted to be a guy who knows how to play chess, but I'm not really interested in knowing how to play chess.
I'm interested in knowing how. I'm not interested in learning how, though.
My problem with it is that I have a tendency to not like playing games unless they're video games. Them are good.
Yeah, them shits are good. I like playing Rummy or Milborn.
Yeah, I like that.
It feels good to throw a crev down onto somebody.
Yeah, I guess there's like not a competition in me. Like I want all men to succeed. There's definitely no competition in me.
So, like, you can keep doing this with these people, is what you say.
I mean, I look around at these people and I'm like, I can keep doing this. I don't really want to keep doing it with these people. But they can go do it, and I'm just going to stand
These
back.
people can keep doing it.
Yeah. I mean, I look at those people, and I do see a lot to like. I honestly do. But I don't know. Like, let's definitely not go to the Peachtree Dance. No way.
And that is John Carpenter's The Thing. That was a good deep cut.
That was a deep cut.
Yeah.
Did any of you folks get it?
It's about that guy who wants the Blood Lord.
Yeah, he does. But The Thing, you can tell there's some definitely Cold War vibes. Like,
sure.
This movie's like a metaphor for Russians pretending to be Americans. You know what's funny? In the 80s, I was scared of nuclear war. Like, I definitely was. Like, I remember I used to have a recurring nightmare, but I wasn't like scared of Russians. I mean, this makes sense if you grew up in our household or if you were an American that paid attention, but I was fucking afraid of Reagan. Man.
Sure.
Like,
sure.
Because he was just perceived by us as like a fucking just insane idiot who like might press a button at any moment.
Right.
Looking back on it and looking at recent times, there's been a few people who were more insane idiots than that, but were there? Like,
I mean, I would, if I was in that position, I might press a button. I'd press the cool down button.
Yeah. But apparently Reagan did say to, and that's it. He said to Gorbachev, let's knock it off. Let's just knock it off. And then Gorbachev was like, okay. And
you know something? He did say well a lot.
Yeah. Gorbachev, he seemed like, again, Rocky IV, he seemed like a good guy. And I assume he was a good guy. I put a thing in.
Hey kids, I came here to chew gum and rock and roll, and I'm like to rock and roll.
Oh, jeez. I put the wrong loop on that thing. Let's just turn that down for a minute.
Sick goof, buddy.
Hi, Jeff. What you doing? How's your week?
I'll tell you one thing about my week.
Okay.
The part of my week that ended last night was when I watched a thing on my TV thing.
You gotta be goofing me because I watched the thing too. Oh, I was with you.
Let me tell you how the first half of it is.
Go ahead.
Okay, so first they show this thing that's coming to like this other thing, and then like this guy's like, well, you know what? I'm just gonna shoot that dog, okay?
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna, you know what? Let's just get in a helicopter and shoot that dog
Yeah.
already. And then this guy is like, boy, I hate playing computer games. I'm gonna just pour this fucking booze into this computer.
Yeah.
And he says that computer's a real bitch.
Yeah. And then he's like, going overboard and marrying this lady from the water.
I just swallowed some of my own hair.
And what I like about this movie is there's lots of pets. Like there's a dog, and then the dog's like, I'm not gonna be a dog no more. I'm gonna be a whole bunch of other weird looking
And it
pets.
starts getting
and he
all
just,
like splatted up.
He just like goofs his own body. And then the people, they're like, we're gonna goof our own bodies too.
I like when the dog starts like goofing its own body, and it's like, you know what? I'm gonna spray this other dog with sauce.
There's a lot of sauce in this movie, and it makes you think like, oh, there's sauce inside a people's body, or is it just sauce because of the thing? Like maybe the thing brought the sauce. You know?
Then there's a part where they take cups of each person's sauce, and they're like, let's burn this fucking sauce. And then the other guy's like, tied to a fucking couch.
But I liked this is a good idea, because sometimes you put things on fire, and then the fucking cops come over and they're like, you set that goddamn thing on fire.
And like, are you a cop or not? Do you know what I mean?
And yeah, you gotta tell me if you're a cop. But this guy had a good idea to do fire. He was like, let's set this metal on fire and then push it on stuff. And it does the same thing. So it's basically like a loophole for getting out of setting fire. So
you know
everybody
what?
go out and set the fire on metal and then touch it on somebody.
I want to make a mental note here.
Okay.
Can we remember when we're done recording this record player clip of the greatest goof rock band in the world, the Wamblers? Can we remember to tell Stanley that we need some of those fucking fire backpacks?
Yeah.
These guys have these like fire backpacks, and like I told Stanley to get me one, and it's like a fucking, it's like a backpack.
Yeah, and in my backpack there isn't fire, but there's just fudge.
And I try. What's fudge?
Well, I don't know. Have you ever eaten it?
I did, but I don't really understand what it is or what it was.
Well, it's like fudge. Do you know what Fudgy the Whale is?
Yeah, it's like this whale that kind of it tastes like fudge.
Yeah, it tastes like chocolate fudge, basically. but I don't know what it tastes like, though.
Okay, so fudge is different than that, though, right?
Why are you getting all antagonized? Are you triggered? Some guy on the internet said that I was triggered, and I'm like, fuck you, pal.
I'm like, hey, buddy, don't you worry about me. If you need to worry about something, maybe somebody's gonna hurt you. It's cool.
Hey, everybody, don't tell Jeff, but I put out a solo record. Don't tell Jeff. Hey, everybody, don't tell Jeff what's going on. I put out a solo record.
Hey,
it's called
everybody,
I Don't Give a
what
Rip.
are you
Just go buy it, okay? It comes out on tape. Not available on tape.
What are you supposed to not telling me about, everybody?
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, don't worry about it. But
yeah. Okay. Well, what's going on with you next week?
That's a pretty good rock and roll you did there.
That was a premise. It's a premise of a
Hey,
rock.
guys, we'll see you next week. We're already inside your house because
Are we?
we're the best band in the world, the Whamblers.
We really are, and you should just... All right.
What happened?
Okay.
What is it?
You see this? Get the box. Get the box. Get the fucking box. What's in the box?
Just get the box.
Okay. Just get the box. Okay. Garbage right over there. Right over there. You see it? Throw it away. Done.
Okay.
Dunzo. Hey, Stanley.
Who's Stanley?
I'm not sure. Anyway, we'll throw that out immediately. Throw that out immediately. Done deal.
As soon as we're done with this podcast, we should
Yeah.
make sure we empty that trash can.
We will. We will. I'm already. Hey, Siri, set a mental note to empty the trash can as soon as we're done finishing the podcast.
It's not trash
No need.
night,
No need for a specific time. Just like whenever we're done finishing it. Yeah, man. So that's weird. Have we talked about the fact that you know the Whamblers? These like they're still. What seems to be happening is we touch these boxes. We got these Hellraiser boxes. They're props from the Hellraiser movie that I bought on eBay's. And every time we touch them, it seems like we go into some kind of fugue state, and the Whamblers are here doing the podcast, and they even show up on the video. So, yeah, we haven't talked about that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I don't know.
Skip it.
Yeah, I mean, I would ditch it. Here's the thing about Americans, and you know, we like to ditch it. Like if there's a problem, it's ditch it.
Yeah, hey, sometimes that's the best way to go, really.
Yeah,
Just,
I mean,
or skip it.
you know, think of a, you know, like there's a, you know, uncle you never liked, a family you never liked, you know, like. You know, are you going to deal with it, or are you just going to ditch it?
Just ditch.
Just ditch
and
it.
then, you know, conversely, what if you like somebody's trying really hard to make a good scene for people to enjoy, and you're not going to the shows, and you're just going to do a skip show?
Yeah, you're going to do
like,
a skip show. Yeah.
It's just like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, ditch it.
Because, you know, sometimes people don't care about the scene anymore, and you got to do a skip show. You know, like that's just the way
Like,
it is.
hey, I would love it if we had a great scene, but if you guys don't want to, if you guys want to do skip shows. Okay, we won't have a great scene then.
Yeah. Scenes are weird. Like, I don't know if I could be we're definitely not a part of a scene anymore.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think ever since we moved to Philadelphia, we've kind of just been our own scene. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
I remember being like sort of near a few scenes
Yeah,
during
a
some
little bit.
times.
Like, I guess when we were in Northern Arms, we were kind of like adjacent to a scene by proxy.
and like we had like.
But that's the thing. It's always
had,
by
like,
it's always by proxy. And it's funny now, like now that maybe COVID might be like easing up, I hope. Like, you know, I'm starting to think like man, it might be fun to play like some I could make some extra money maybe doing like acoustic shows or something like that. But then I'm like, how the fuck do you get shows? like
yeah, I mean,
seriously,
I never knew how in the first place.
If anybody out there is listening and you're like in the Philadelphia or like New York area and you want me to play a show, just email us, you know, through or get in touch with us on social media because I will do it. But I'm just
I might. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if we can get it together, we get it together. But like,
Right,
I'm saying
right.
it would be really easy for me to do solo shows shows,
Right,
because
yeah.
it's just that, But and doing a full band show, that would rock if we could get it together. But yeah, it's the whole like. I remember when I was like 19, and you kind of had to like there was like certain people you kind of should be friends with. Most of the time they ended up being cool people, but sometimes you just have to be friends with people like do some ass kissing.
Yeah, I just hate networking in general.
Yeah, networking.
Even with like even when it's not like self-serving, like it's just like like the whole like but it's weird because I love Community.
Yeah, the show.
I don't-
the show.
You know, I've never seen it, and I don't know why, because all signs point to me loving it.
Yeah, it's it starts off mediocre, then it gets really good, and then it sucks because Dan Harmon left for a season, but then it gets great.
Right.
But the end of it is like it's it's still a sitcom, but definitely Community at its best, I would say, rivals like Seinfeld for top.
That's what I hear.
But Seinfeld just had like almost every episode of Seinfeld is a stone cold classic. Almost everyone.
I like in the last season how they were like, "Hey, we're just going to get a little weird." Like when they did that they did like a Memento kind of thing.
Larry David did a skip show.
Okay.
And it wasn't until he wasn't there the last 2 seasons. So Seinfeld got
Skip
everybody
show.
around. And he's like, "Hey, what's the deal with us not being total goofs all the time?" I can't do this.
Let's go. Why is it? Yeah, I can't do. I can't do Jerry.
Yeah, and why should we?
Yeah,
Jerry
that's
can
a good
barely
point.
do Jerry.
Sure, that's a good point too.
Man. They had a rule on that show. No, it was like no hugging, no learning. That was the one rule on that show, and that's what separated the chaff from the whay.
Oh wait, okay. You mean like
Seinfeld.
the stories, like not like on set. They're not allowed to learn anything.
Well, I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know if that was a rule, but on the stories there was no hugging, no learning.
Right? Yeah. It was.
I think they might have hugged a few times, but there was definitely
Yeah,
no
but
learning.
if they did, it was probably ironic or dare I say sardonic.
Yeah, real
It might have been.
sardy.
There were probably some real sardonic hugs.
You know what I like about The Thing is that there's people in it that also make you think about other movies. Like this guy makes me think of License to Drive. This guy makes me think of
You know what's
Oatmeal.
weird? I know who. Yeah, Oatmeal, and I know who Richard Mazur is, but for some reason, last night I couldn't think of anything he was in.
Mr. Boogedy.
Okay, he is Mr. Okay, I thought he was in Mr.
And
Boogedy.
he's the dad in License to Drive.
But like, I feel like he's that guy who's been in like everything. Like the
No,
dads were always like.
He's been in 3 movies.
Really?
The Thing,
What?
Mr. Boogedy. Maybe Mr. Boogedy comes back. Was there a second one of
I
that?
always thought of Richard Mazur in the same category as like Paul Dooley and
I think
you know what I mean.
I think Paul Dooley is a higher caliber than Richard Mazur. Because
True.
Paul Dooley was in a bunch of movies that were better.
a bunch of movies.
But no, he was in like Altman used him a few times in the 70s.
Okay,
So-
yeah,
and
I
if
can
Altman
get-
uses
right,
you in the
right,
70s,
right,
that
right.
automatically ups your ante.
Yeah, your ante
And maybe
is
Richard
way up.
is that what's his name? Richard Mazur, Mr.
Yeah,
Boogedy.
yeah.
Maybe he was in some Altman movies too. There's no way.
And
to
that
know.
other guy, like with the sweater, like he's the guy in a bunch of stuff, right?
They're all wearing sweaters, man. It's
The one I
thing.
was
They're
pointing
in
to,
Antarctica.
the guy whose torso turns into a mouth.
Yeah, he's probably a guy in other stuff. I would imagine.
Like I
so.
feel like he's like the like he kind of got like
Whoa.
a Robert Wall kind of rap. Yeah, I know the nose ring, right?
That's the first time I noticed that dude has a nose
I
ring.
noticed that last night. I was like, does that guy have a fucking nose ring?
He
That's
parties.
fucking cool.
That guy fucking parties. This is 1982. And I want to be invited to that fucking party. Actually, I don't because I don't want any part of my body to turn into a goddamn
Yeah, I mean
mouth.
they do booze up a lot, but other than that, it really doesn't seem like a party.
We watched this. There's this documentary on Criterion now about Antarctica, and it's just about there's like people who go to Antarctica to work there to make sure Antarctica don't stop. rocking.
Sure.
And but they go there for a couple months every year, and then I was like, hey, that's like the movie The Thing, except there's no things and it's a documentary.
Yeah, but other than that, yeah.
It's exactly the same.
During this movie, I kept thinking that I don't think these guys are acting like it's cold enough.
No, well, they're wearing too many sweaters.
Like that, like Kurt Russell, he's like standing around outside without a hat on, and I'm like, that's not. This isn't like
Is it
Canada.
Antarctica?
It's Antarctica,
Okay,
yeah. And like I looked up the temperature at Antarctica now, and it was like -46. Like you need a hat.
Okay, but he's got that long hair though. That's kind of like a hat.
That is a good point. That is
The longer your
like
hair
it seems like he's just wearing sort of like hunting jacket, pair of khakis.
Yeah, well, because they're not outside. That's obvious. They're
in a
mat
museum
shot.
right now. They're
in a
very
museum.
clearly in a museum staring at a really good painting of a spaceship.
Yeah.
That I really liked that Matt shot. You know what this movie has a lot of? Gonna get technical here. We're gonna go all fucking Team Deacons on it. This movie's got a lot of split focus shots, and he pulls them off real well.
Yeah, who shot this movie? Deacons?
Probably.
He was like 1 when this came out.
Yeah, he was. Deacons was probably like
I wasn't
70
shooting
at
movies
this
when I was
point.
born.
I don't care if he's shooting Christy Yamaguchi movies.
Oh man, so many in jokes that none of yous are gonna get.
But if you
Yeah,
don't
Sean
get those
will.
references, you know
Sean's
what?
probably not listening though. He probably only listens to the ones he's on. And hey, baller move.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
That's, why would you? Anyway, this has been the Ultimate United Givers of Themes, the podcast. We've been talking about The Thing. This is episode 40. This is the second to last song on Lost Themes, Volume 1, which is only available on our Bandcamp because we finished EP 6 last week. We put off finishing Lost Themes, which we were 8 songs into, but now we're back. And the interesting thing is after this, there's only one more currently released theme.
Oh wow, yeah, we're getting to the point.
Yeah.
It's like season 5 of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, so I guess, I don't know, I guess that's it after that. Oh no, maybe EP7's done and it's coming out in EP7's done and it's coming out in like 2 weeks. Actually, it's not done, but I'm going to finish mixing it. Oh, it's a good one. It's got Bull Durham, it's got Munich. It's got terms of,
Bull Durham and Munich together.
Actually, and it's funny, Munich is actually... it's one of those songs that's 2 songs, you know, where there's a slash.
You know those songs that are like double
Like 2
songs?
So it's Munich / Terms of Endearment.
Oh wow!
Yeah. And,
I never seen Munich, but I have an idea of how it goes because
it's good. It's dark period Spielbergo.
Yeah, I
Dark-
don't. Yeah. Oh, I got to see that new Spielbergo.
Oh,
Okay.
West Side Guys. Yeah, it's on
Yeah.
Disney. It's on Disney
Yeah.
Plus, and it's got So the new EP is Bull Durham, Munich / Terms of Endearment, Snowpiercer, and Last Waltz, which actually was technically released like as a charity thing or something, but
Not the same thing.
Not the same thing because this one is the only charity is going to is buying me 1 ramen. So, check out TUUGOF.com for all your themes needs. I actually redesigned it, kind of. And by redesigned it, I mean I changed the colors on it the other day, and I put up EP6, which wasn't on there, even though it came out like a bunch of months ago.
I think that counts as a redesign.
Yeah, that's a redesign. I mean, I did redesign it. Next week we will be back talking about David Lynch's Lost Highway.